Hey everyone, I know it's been a long time, but we are back in the main home office after my road trip, and I wanted to show a clay table that we built. That this shows off one of my favorite things that we actually build for customers. And so, what we call this internally is a trigger waterfall. And so, sometimes we'll be working with people, and there is a multitude of reasons to reach out, and a lot of triggers, and some triggers are stronger than others. And so what we want to do is we want to prioritize those triggers and send them, in order. And so basically in this table, what we're doing here is we are checking if a person that we're reaching out to is new in their role. And then if they are new in their role, all of the other enrichments stop, and we just send an email about being new in their role. Then we check to see if the company is hiring internationally already. And if they are, then everything else stops, so that we save credits, and then we message about that. And then we will check if we can detect a LinkedIn post about them. And if we can, then we just message about that. And then there's something else in here that we're going to go over when I see it, but it's all in there. And then to make sure that we're not wasting any leads, because all these people fit our ICP and we should be reaching out to them, we just need to send them an email. And so if they all fit, then we randomly put them into a different campaign that doesn't require a trigger, that we're also split testing. And it'd be kind of interesting if you leave in the comments. So we've been running this campaign for a week now, and we get 5 leads a day off of this campaign. And we're sending 2,000 emails a day, something like that, or 1,000 emails a day, something like that. And so we're pretty happy with it. We just started turning it on. We'll start tweaking it a little bit more. But out of all of the triggers, leave in the comments which trigger you think is going to be the most effective one. And it might surprise you. We already have the data, and it's pretty funny. But yeah, this campaign is crushing for us right now. And so basically what you'll see here is all of our templates across our entire company work off of Apollo data. And then we verify the email addresses with dbounce, find more email addresses with Prospeo, shout out to Prospeo, and then we validate those email addresses with dbounce as well. And then we have a main email column over here. And then we normalize the company name. And so, this was one of the things. Okay. So one trigger that we are looking at is company founded in the last 2 years or after 2022. And so this is the first one that we're just looking for. So we just say, okay, was the company founded recently? If yes, then we're going to send this campaign. We couldn't add the lead here because they were just on the block list. And that's just as it goes, but that's fine. And so first what we're doing is checking to see if the company was founded past 2022. So this is our first trigger. Now, if that's not true, then we move on to the next trigger, where we are enriching everyone's LinkedIn profile and we're seeing if they're new in their role. And if they're new in their role, then we add them to the campaign. And then as you see here, yeah, that was just on the block list. And so that's totally fine. Now, here is the real important part. If you want to build a table like this for yourself, you have to really keep track of the conditional formulas and using leads actually added to make sure you don't lose control of these campaigns, right? Because then the worst thing that you can do is send people into multiple campaigns. And so what you really need to make sure is that you take real good care that your conditional formulas are always set up. And so when we set these up, I always recommend to people to first map out what you're going to build. What's the highest priority trigger? What's the least priority trigger? And then how are you going to send people to your backup campaigns or your generic campaigns? And then what I do here is then we just make sure that as we build the table, we're building the conditional formulas that build on top of it. So it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we go. Do not build the entire table and then build your conditional formulas. Build them as you keep going, because it's going to get crazy to keep it track of. So we're looking for new enroll. This is simple. We just filter the list of objects of their experience for their start date of their current position. And then we just literally, you can just set up a formula in Clay. And if you use AI, and you can literally just say, write yes if start date is beginning from or right after the 1st of January, 2024. That's all you got to do. Super, super easy. And then we'll move on. And so if we couldn't get a company description, we just use Claygen to get it. 4.0 Mini is so cheap. We just use that. Now, this part isn't necessarily triggers, but these go into all of our campaigns, so we generate all of them. For this is for a offshore talent placement company, and so what we like to do for them is we like to get the description, and then we will use AI to generate boring tasks that this person most likely has to do at this company. And we're basically saying, hey, I'm sure you have to do a lot of boring tasks like blah blah blah. I'm sure you wish you could offload them. You should you know hire one of our people to offload them. And as you can see, it this is Fountain City Coffee. And we're saying monitoring inventory supply, updating customer feedback records, and organizing community events, and coordinating with local suppliers. Like, yeah, that's stuff that you could all bring offshore, right? And so then here we're also figuring out who their customers are and who they want to be talking to. So we could also put that into the campaign. Again, super easy, super, super cheap. Really, really nice. And then we'll also make suggestions of what they could use virtual assistants for. And so maybe we can find that coffee company again. And we could say use remote teams to research coffee decor trends for targeted product presentation to cafe owners. They must do some kind of they're not just a coffee shop probably. Implement virtual assistants to streamline communication. And appointments with coffee shop managers. Employ offshore data entry services to manage and track coffee supply needs for event coordinators. Great. So we're just giving them suggestions. And then this we're just probably using as a first line, and we're just saying, oh, hey, I see how you help people enjoy coffee in a welcoming community atmosphere, something like that. Just so we all know, we're probably going to do a huge evaluation of us using these as first lines because they're super, super cheap. But we're starting to find that a lot of other people are watching videos like this or watching other people's videos. I'm not saying everyone's watching my videos by any means. I'm just saying that more people are getting onto this, and we're going to start probably switching these things out. We use these a lot, but we're going to start switching them out. As far as an opener, where we just say hey, I saw your company helps people do blah, blah, blah. Probably going to change that. And so then over here, we are figuring out if they already hire people internationally. And so the way we do that is we exclude for any managerial roles, and then we exclude for these countries, and then we just see if they're hiring anybody internationally already. And then we can put that into the campaigns. We have a formula where if they have 2 people internationally, we can name them. And if they only have 1 internationally, we can also do that too. And so then that takes care of that. Here we're looking for a recent LinkedIn post by these people. And so you'll also see we will add into our AI prompts that if it's too political, we won't send the message. And so this person is the loitering munitions is no longer loitering. Okay, whatever. I can't believe you posted that on LinkedIn. But see how it says run condition not met? We'll block this all out in case any of that garbage makes it in from the LinkedIn posts over here. And so then that gets sent. And then we'll talk about this randomization. But so real quick, just to highlight this. In one workflow, we have just launched, without talking about these campaigns over here, we've launched the LinkedIn. If they post it on LinkedIn, we've launched that. If they hire internationally, we've launched that. If they are new in their role, we've launched that. And if the company is founded less than 2 years ago, we've launched that. So we've launched 4 campaigns just from one Clay table, so if you're evaluating Clay right now, this is what you should be thinking about using it for, is just automating all of this. We're using Clay as an operating system. Yeah, it does all the enrichments and things for us, but in a lot of times we're paying for API keys. We're not using Clay credits, and we're just pushing things in different directions. Now, what do you do if you have valid email addresses for these people, but you can't find a LinkedIn post, their company wasn't founded in the last 2 years, they're not new in their role, and they don't hire people internationally already? What do you do? Well, so then what we'll do is we will make a formula and see how we made sure that the leads weren't actually added to any of these campaigns already. Like I said, this is a lot of work. It gets pretty intense. So we make sure that they're not added to any of the campaigns already. And then if they are not added to any campaigns already, then we'll enter a randomization number over here. So see if it's 0 when they've been added to a campaign already. And so we'll add a randomization number. And so all 4 of these campaigns conditionally run based on a random randomization number over here. So creative ideas gets run with a 2, and then 4, I guess, runs with this, and then 3 is running with this, and then 1 is running over here, right? And so this email is just super short to the point. This email is just using AI to just tell people, hey, this is what you could use offshore talent for. This is just another short email to the point. And then this is a meme email that we kind of just test for customers. One of my favorite tests is to send a meme in an email, because I like this email because and I can't change the tab because of the Loom video. Otherwise, I'd show you. I like this email because we'll send in the subject line, we're sending meme for you. And then in the first line, we're saying, hey, let me know if this meme feels like how if this meme represents what it feels like to be on your team or something like that. And then probably and maybe at the end of the video, I'll show the meme. Probably the meme that I feel like is the most applicable to all B2B scenarios is that meme of the, see, I work from a desk all day. I have no clue what they're called. That meme of that bulldozer, I guess, pulling sand out of the Suez Canal to try to release that boat. I feel like it just works all the time. And I'll explain it at the end of the video, or maybe I'll just jump over right now. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Look at that. Okay. Pretty crazy. But so this is the one we'll use. And so see how the bulldozer is like trying to pull this crane out or the ship out. And I mean, that's just crazy. So we'll just put where are we doing? So things you need to get done, and then your team's bandwidth, right? So this, I mean, I hope you get the joke here. And so this is just one of my favorite ones to just send to people because it just kind of makes sense for everybody. Or I like this one too. Sometimes we'll send like, I am once again asking for your reply or something like that. Kind of just stupid stuff. I would send this as like email 4 though. So anyway, just kind of stupid stuff like that. But yeah, this is how we launch. Oh no. Anyway, we're kind of losing control over here. This is just an example of how you can just set up a bunch of triggers and then launch campaigns. And I'm not sure if the Loom is even recording anymore, so I'm going to go check on that. But if it is, thanks for watching. And like I said, comment below which one you think is the best campaign. And I don't know, in like a week, I'll tell everyone. We already have the results from it. I know this campaign works, so I'll tell you guys which trigger is working best for us. Thanks for watching as always.